What if I told you that two of the most normal parts of your day, how much you sleep and what you eat, were secretly teaming up against your heart? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this silent connection that affects millions of people, and just understanding it could seriously change everything for you.
It's so easy to blame getting older for our health problems, right? We just kind of accept it. But the evidence we're looking at today, it points to something completely different. Our choices. This isn't really about your genetics or another birthday. It's about the little, seemingly harmless things we do day in and day out.
So, what is this invisible threat that our habits can actually unleash? Well, it's high blood pressure. And it's a condition that's way more common and, frankly, more dangerous than most of us think. So let's break down exactly what it is and why it's earned such a scary nickname.
Yeah, it gets called the silent killer for a pretty chilling reason. You can feel totally fine on the outside, while on the inside, some serious damage is being done to your most important organs. It's like this hidden enemy working behind the scenes, and that is precisely why we need to drag it out into the light.
Okay, so where does all this damage even start? Let's meet our first culprit, something so many of us give up without a second thought: sleep. You might think, losing an hour or two is no big deal, but trust me, your heart and your blood vessels would strongly disagree.
See, getting less than 6 hours of sleep isn't just making you a little groggy. It's actually putting your entire body into a constant state of high alert, a state of emergency. Just imagine keeping your car's engine revving in the red zone all night, every night, with zero time to cool down. That's what you're doing.
This lack of rest just floods your system with stress hormones, like cortisol, and that in turn literally tightens up your blood vessels. So now your heart has to work way harder to pump blood through this narrowing system. And the result? Your blood pressure doesn't just spike for a moment, it stays dangerously high all day long.
Think of a good night's sleep as your heart's nightly repair shop. It's the only time your blood pressure naturally goes down, giving your heart and arteries a desperately needed break to rest and recover. When you skip that vital cycle, you're robbing your body of its one and only chance to relieve that constant grinding pressure.
Now let's turn to our second culprit, which is just as common and just as misunderstood: sugar. We all know it's bad for our teeth, it's linked to weight gain, sure, but its corrosive effect on your heart, that's a story that just doesn't get told nearly enough.
And here's the really important part. You do not need to have diabetes for sugar to be a problem. This is for everybody. That sugary coffee in the morning or that dessert after dinner is doing a lot more than just satisfying a craving. It's like pouring fuel on the fire we just talked about, actively working against your heart's health. So how exactly does it do the damage? Well, it's a three-pronged attack. First, your body works overtime to handle all that sugar, which can lead to insulin resistance. Second, it's a direct line to weight gain, putting extra physical strain on your heart. And third, it creates this low-grade inflammation all over your body, which makes your arteries stiff. All three of those paths lead to the exact same place: higher blood pressure.
So, we've seen how bad these two things are on their own. But this is where the danger really multiplies. What happens when a sleep-deprived body, already running in the red, is also dealing with the damage from too much sugar? The result isn't just 1 + 1 = 2, it's explosive. I mean, it is a devastating 1-2 punch. You start with a body that's already stressed out and weak from not enough sleep. Then, you pour the inflammatory, metabolic stress of high sugar right on top of that. And what do you get? You're basically hitting the fast-forward button on the aging process of your heart and your brain.
And the physical results are pretty severe, and they are very well documented by doctors. Your heart starts beating faster, just trying to keep up with all the stress. Your arteries, they lose their flexibility, becoming more brittle and likely to get damaged. And maybe most alarming of all, your risk of having a stroke goes way up. This isn't a guess, this is just physiology. So, given how quiet this whole process is, you're probably wondering, okay, how would I even know if this is happening to me? Well, while high blood pressure usually doesn't have obvious symptoms, sometimes your body does try to send you little signals. The trick is knowing how to listen for them.
Just look at this list for a second. Things like getting headaches in the morning, feeling a bit dizzy, or just being tired all the time. I mean, it's so incredibly easy to brush that stuff off as just part of life, right? But these could be your body's early warning system. They're potential signals that the pressure on the inside is getting too high. Please don't ignore them.
Okay, we have laid out the problem and the culprits. Now for the most important part, the solution. And the good news, the really good news, is that you have so much power to turn this trend around.
So let's walk through a clear, doctor-approved action plan to protect your heart, starting right now.
It all begins with this simple, powerful number, 7 to 8. That's it. This is your target range for hours of good, quality sleep every night. I'm telling you, it's not a luxury, it is a non-negotiable prescription for your heart health. Make this your goal.
And here is the rest of the plan. It's really a whole body approach. You make sleep a priority, you cut back on the obvious junk like sugary drinks and snacks, you get your body moving every day to improve circulation, you find healthy ways to manage your stress, and, this is a big one, you actually keep an eye on your numbers by checking your blood pressure. None of these things are extreme, but when you do them together, they are incredibly powerful.
And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway. This is not about some punishing diet or an impossible workout plan. It's about making small, smart adjustments to your daily routine that you can actually stick with, because it's that consistency that's going to save your heart in the long run.
So, we'll end with this thought. Your body is talking to you every single day. It's talking to you through your energy levels, your mood, how well you sleep, and just how you feel. The silent killer only gets to win if we refuse to listen to those signals. So the only question left is, are you ready to start tuning in?